Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a tutorial teaching you how to do signs that you might need to know if you work at a restaurant or a store, and if you encounter people who are deaf, these signs are useful to know. So this was requested by one of my subscribers, Lee, and he gave me a list of signs of ideas and I added to those, so I'll go ahead and start. The first sign I think everyone should know is hello, and it's really simple. You can just wave if you want, or you can, this is what the sign that people use to say hello. It looks like this. It's the B hand shape, so it's your flat hand and you put your thumb a little bit forward and you kind of salute almost. Hello, hello. So that's a sign for hello. And then I think it's useful to know how are you. So what you do is take both of your hands, put your palms facing down, and then put your fingertips facing down, and then put your hands together. So you start like this, and then you bring your fingertips up like this. How? How? I'm not really sure a way to help you remember this other than the way I think about it is this looks like the letter W when you're done with that, so I think how ends in W, and so you're transitioning from, I don't know, this doesn't really look like an H, but maybe you can pretend it does. H, W, how. Hopefully that's helpful to you. So how are you? Now you don't really sign the word R, A-R-E, so you just do how, you. And they'll know what you're talking about, and they'll probably answer good or fine. So just expect to see them respond to your question, and then they might ask you, how are you? And this is a sign for good because you'll probably not want to respond bad or terrible or anything. So this is a sign for good. You take your flat hand and put your fingertips on your chin, and then take your other hand and put it palm facing up, and then you go like this. Good. So your hand goes from your chin to your other hand on top, and your palm faces up the whole time. Good. Alright, the sign for follow me looks like this. It's just kind of a gesture that you would do normally in any setting. You just kind of go like this, follow me. There's other ways you can sign it. You can sign like word for word, follow, and then you can point to yourself, but I think this is more in the context that you would be using it, so follow me. The sign for please looks like this. Your flat hand shape, and your palm goes over your heart like you're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and you draw a circle over it, please. So if you want to say please, this is what it looks like. The sign for thank you looks just like good almost, but you don't use two hands. It's just one hand. It looks like you're blowing a kiss. Thank you. Thank you. This is a really good one to know, so thank you. Make sure you memorize that one because you'll use it all the time. Alright, so take your fingertips of your right hand, or your left hand if you're left-handed, and then put them right below your chin, not underneath your chin, just right here, and then bring your hand out towards the person. Alright, and then the sign for, let's see, what's the next one? For yes is a fist, and you put your thumb in front and you go like this, yes. Looks like your head nodding up and down. And you can just go like this for yes if you want, but you can also sign the sign. The sign for no looks like this. Take your hand like this, and then put your thumb in front, and then clamp down together. So, no. No. The reason this is, if you know the alphabet in sign language, the letter N looks like this, and the letter O looks like this. So it's kind of a short term. It's almost like a contraction that we use when we're writing. It just is a combination of the two. So, no. No. The sign for menu is actually kind of two signs together. So what you do is you do the sign for food, and then you do the sign for list. So food list would be a menu. So sign for food is this like an O hand shape, but you kind of flatten it out like this, and then you bring it up to your chin and tap a couple times, food. And then the sign for menu is you make a corner hand shape with your hand, and then you take the pinky side and against your other flat hand, you tap down from top to bottom, like it's rows of things that are written down. List, food list, or menu. Alright, the sign for a drink looks just like you have a cup in your hand that's imaginary and you go like this and you drink from it. So, drink. If you ask if they want more drink, like a refill, what you would do is you do the sign for more, which is the flattened O hand shape again, and then your fingertips face kind of forward, and then you tap them together twice, more, and then you just do the sign for drink. So more drink, if you want to know if they want a refill. If you don't know something that they are asking you and you want to say, I don't know, you just take this corner hand shape again and put it on your temple, like there's knowledge that's supposed to be in your head, but it's not. It's out in space, okay? So you have kind of like one motion that you do. So it's a corner hand shape and then out and flat. So there should be knowledge in your brain, but it's not there. So don't know. Don't know. And while you do it, you should shake your head so that they know that you don't know. Don't know. So if you don't know something and you don't want them to think that you're just being lazy and not trying to find out the answer for them, what you do is you say, I don't know. I'll ask. Okay, so you just point to yourself, I, and then the sign for ask is like your pointer finger up and then bend your finger down, okay? So, and you do that away from your body, like you're gonna ask someone else, like you're gonna catch up with them and ask them something. So whichever direction that you do ask, it'll be towards the person that you're trying to find to ask the question. So if your manager is standing over there, be like, I don't know, I'll ask. Does that make sense? I hope so. Alright, and then the sign for manager looks like this. I'll show you the sign first, then I'll explain how I remember it. Alright, take your pointer fingers like this, and then bend them, and then point forward, and then alternate going back and forth. This is the sign for manage. So this is the verb manage, and then to attach the ER part to it, the ER signifies a person. So what you'll do is you'll sign this sign, and that shows that you're talking about a person and not the action of managing. So manager. Manager. Sorry, my chair's really squeaky. Okay, manager. So think about if you're riding a horse and you have the reins in your hand, you pull this way to go this way, I think, and this way to go this way. So a manager is kind of controlling people just like you'd be controlling a horse if you were pulling on the reins. So manager. Alright, so if you say, if I back up and we say, I don't know, I'll ask manager, then you can use a whole phrase, and just, that would be lovely. And also if they're, unhappy with the service, they might ask to see your manager. So if you notice them signing that sign, then you know to go find your manager. Alright, next sign is, he asks, what can I get for you? So what you would do is you would say, you want what is what you would sign. So you would say, you want what? And that kind of sounds like a sarcastic way, like, you want what? What do you want? But it's just more direct and to the point. So what you do is you point to them, you, and the sign for want looks like this, like you're pulling something closer to you because you want something. And then the sign for what is like your flat hand shape facing up, and you go like this, back and forth, what. And as you're saying what, or you're signing what, you kind of lean forward and lift your eyebrows up. So you want what? Like you're asking a question. So say you're closing and you need everyone to get out of your store or restaurant. You would sign, we're closed now, it's time to leave. So I'll break that down for you. So the sign for closed is like this. So take your B hand shape like this, and then start with your palms facing you, and then end with your palms facing out and your fingers together like this, okay? Closed. So it's like double doors closing. So we're closed now. The sign now is the two Y hand shapes, and your palms face up, and you start like right here and you bring them down. now. So closed now, and then if you want to say it's time to leave, you would point to your wrist like you're pointing to a watch, time, and then the sign for leave looks like this, leave. It's like you're controlling a bunch of puppets and you're pulling out one of the characters. So leave, you want them to leave. So I'll review that whole segment. Closed now, time, leave. Okay, so all the little words, don't worry about signing those because you don't really sign those in ASL. And then he asked to write, what is your phone number? Some stores ask, like your phone number or your zip code so they can write you into their system. So what you would do is you would do your phone number what? Okay, so the sign for your looks like this. It's just the flat handshake pointing to them. So if they're standing over there, you would do your or your. So your phone just looks like you're acting out phone. And then the sign for number is two flattened O hand shapes like this. And you alternate them like this. Number. And then what is the same as we learned earlier. So your phone number what? Let's see. And then the last thing that would be good to know is how to say have a good day or have a good night because you want to be friendly. So the sign for have a good day or have a good night looks like this. Corner hand shapes. And you touch your fingertips right below your shoulders. Have. That was thunder. I don't know if you could hear that. Sorry. Okay. Have a good day. Looks like this. So my right hand is pointing up and then my left hand is making like a base day. It's like the sun is setting. It starts up in the sky and then it's setting. Day. So have a good day. And then if you want to say night, you start with the same base and make a corner hand shape and touch your wrists together. It's like the sun is setting. So have a good day. Have a good day. And have a good night. Alright, that's all the signs in the list. If you have any more that you would like to. Alright, my camera ran out of memory just as I was wrapping up, so I'll finish up here. If you found this helpful, you can watch my other sign language lessons, and I'll link them down below, so you can just click on the link and it'll take you to that video. And also, if you want to request for me to sign any other signs and teach you more signs, then just message me on YouTube and I'll make a list up, and when I get enough signs, I'll teach another lesson, so stay tuned for that. And also I have some really great news coming up, a big surprise, so I'm really excited to share that with you. Have a good day. Bye.